Hello, Jane Fays here from Sydney, Australia. Well, I've been playing today on my gel plates. I've got two 8x10 size gel plates, and I was playing with these this morning, and I called them the yin and yang of stenciling on a gel plate. And so the principle is that you stencil in the traditional way on one, and then turn the stencil over and stamp with it on the other. So rather than take a lot of time to explain that to you, I'll show you through my process. So apologies for the messiness I have around my plates there, but I'm just going to, and you can't see my palette off to the side here, but I'm just putting out some black paint on that, and I'm using a little sponge, and I'm just going to apply some black paint in the traditional way that you stencil. And I don't mind if it's going to be in reverse. I'm just getting some letters there, so I don't really mind if it's legible. So now that I've stenciled that in the traditional way, I'm going to lift that off and use the paint that's on there as a stamp, and I'll do it in a similar place to what I did there. And so there we go. So see that? You've stenciled there, and then the paint on here you're going to apply as a stamp. And I'll do a bit more. Just stenciling with just the traditional way, making some bits lighter and some bits darker, and now turning that over and stamping. And there we go, easy. And now I'm going to add a little bit of gold. Actually, I'll make it bronze this time. Nice bronze that I have here, and I'm going to use my same sponge and just put a bit of bronze on it and mix it up with some black, but still predominantly bronze. And I'm going to use this lovely stencil, and I'm going to use it as a traditional stencil. So I'm going to just use these lovely lines and marks to come over here, not having a strict edge to the design, just stenciling over there. And then while it's still damp, you don't want it to dry too much, I will lay it down here and hope that, there we go. So stencil, stamp. And I'll just get a bit more bronze onto this and do a nice little pattern up the side here. Bit of those letters would be nice. So that way that all that paint that you find on the back of your stencil isn't going to waste. Okay, and it's building up nicely. So I will just do one more patch, maybe just up here, I think. So that, just is a great use of your paints, I think, doing it this way. And let's press it up through the middle here. You never know what you're going to get. It's and if you want to add more, I can be just if something's not quite complete, you can pounce directly on there and stamp. just a bit up in there. So I don't mind just these random little pieces. So this one is quite neat and ordered, and then you've got a bit more relaxation going on there. I am now going to just add some orange on my palette, and again I'm going to stencil and stamp. So I'll put this lovely stencil here, stenciling in the traditional way. Not necessarily the same amount of paint on, and then we're going to lift that up and stamp that up here. There we go, and I quite like it all random, so that doesn't bother me. I'm going to get a bit to just take away that hard edge, just to sort of make that go a little bit more out into the blank space. Yeah, I'm happier with that. And again, I'll just do a little bit up in this corner. And ease that out that. And again, got to make sure you've got the right bit that you had wet. I think that might. Okay, there we go. So I'm okay with that. I actually think that looks quite nice. And as I said, I'm just going to ease up that edge a bit more. Maybe just break up the perfectness of that stencil. Add a few bits in there, and I think that looks pretty good. I'm just going to leave it there so that the video doesn't take too long. And we've got one is the stencil and the other is the stamping. It does need something in here, I think. Let me just do a little bit of just get a bit more paint on my stencil, just to, I don't want it all out and it's lonesome. Oh, that's a bit bold, isn't it? Let's just drop that back a bit. It did need something in there, but we'll just bring it in elsewhere as well. Okay. All right, back to the hairdryer. So this is a really nice way to, if you've got the pleasure of having two gel plates, then that's a great way to use them, to not waste the paint that's building up on your stencil, to stamp it. And they don't have to be the same size. I often have a littler gel plate going as I'm working on the other. So I'm just going to pull both of these with matte medium. And even as I'm saying that, I'm changing my mind a bit. So just drying that off. Let's do one with matte medium. Let's do this one with matte medium. And that can be onto tissue. And then we're going to pull the other one onto perhaps a cream, I think would look nice. And just laying those out. Got my tissue. Okay, I'll just leave that to dry while I get some nice, let's do a mixture of Australian ghost gum and warm white. Oh, I think I might have a bit too much paint there, but we'll see how we go. Oh, looks like I've used green the last time I used that one. Bit of green escaping through there. And just giving that a good mix on the plate. And I'll put that onto tissue as well. And we'll be able to compare how they came up. Okay. Just easing that down. Just got some paint on my watch band, so just bear with me while I clean that up. I don't want to ruin my lovely watch band. There we go. Apologies. Okay, I'm going to dry those quickly. They shouldn't take too long. There's not a lot of paint on them, especially this one. This one's obviously with the paint is a little bit thicker. Just drying that off quickly with the hairdryer and just onto tissue, and we'll see how they come up. I'll try and pull the two together so you can see the results. I can feel that's getting dry under my hand. Okay, here we go. Oh, lovely grunginess. Okay. And if you can see that, I'm really liking both of those actually. That's one, and there's the other one, and I'll probably try and give you a better look. I'll take a photo later. So that just shows you the positive and negative, the yin and yang of stamping, stenciling on your gel plate. Thank you.